Hi, and Happy New Year, everybody. And thank you for listening to my music, following my music, and sometimes even buying my music in 2024. And thank you for your interest and for watching these videos. This one is, I think last year I released 5 albums, which surprised me actually when I look back on the year. And quite a variety as well. I can't promise that in 2025, but I got off to a good start because I've got a new album coming out from when I'm talking tomorrow on January 2nd, and it should come out on all platforms. I've been together enough to make that all happen at the same time. So Spotify, Apple, Bandcamp, Amazon, fingers crossed that should all work out. The album, well, a couple of months ago, I released Wondrous Darkness, a sort of atmospheric celebration of darkness, quite an electronic album, that one, but not exclusively. Well, yeah, and I released that with the promise that a companion album, Wondrous Light, would be released, and there it is. And it's come out really well. I'm really happy with it. It's a pretty album, not in a bad way, but it's a multi-instrumental album, slightly less electronic, I think, than the other ones, and it's pretty enough to put on the my relaxation-y label. The Darkness one came out on Zorpin Music, which is electronic label, but this one's come out on Twilight Sky Music, which is more for my relaxation-y new age kind of thing. But yeah, it's I'm very happy with it, and one of the reasons it kind of works especially well for me is that a lot of the tracks by chance had some tinkly bells or tinkly bells and zithers occasion, and that sound recurs through the album, not on every track by any means, but you just hear occasionally it comes back, this sound of sometimes kalimbas, zither, bells, chimes especially, and that kind of symbolised the light really in a way for me, but that was really more by a happy accident than anything else. I have special guests as well. I've got Coulson, my good friend, on Celtic harp on track 4 on Wings of Light, and as my chum Zorpinda Zorpin on chimes, temple bells, and singing bowl on 3 tracks, 1, 4, and 9. And well, that was where some of the bells came from, sound on it. Telling the story of how these 2 albums came about. In lockdown, a group of us who played in a electronic jam session called Quad Electronic, which is still going on, monthly jam session. But in lockdown, we couldn't play together, so the United Isolation Ensemble was devised, and what happened was people would send in tracks to my friend Jim Tetlow, and he would mix us into duos, trios, quartets, whatever. And it's still going on after lockdown. It proved so popular. We attracted people from abroad, and yeah, it's still going on. But as well as sending them off, I kept them, and over the years I've actually made albums from my solo submissions, and I think the first one was Strange New World, and then there was Splendid Isolation, and When Pianos Dream. Those 3 are the ones I used, where I've used these sounds for, and now Wondrous Darkness. To be honest, the last couple, maybe 2 or 3 years, I hadn't collected them together, so I had an awful lot of tracks, and that's a good thing, really, but I really had to weave out which ones were done in a hurry, which ones were special in some way, and I had a great long list of squiggles and, writing and what the instrumentation was and what kind of vibe was and everything, and it took a long time, but the tracks that came out that I liked, I thought were special, were that some of them were very dark and some of them were very light and mellow, and I couldn't imagine making one album where they would both fit. So hence the darkness and the light. And one of the things I especially like from these tracks, the way that they came together, the United Isolation Ensemble has made me experiment more. I think if you're recording a lot of organized albums that you've planned and writing and stuff, you can fall into regular patterns of work. And I usually do this kind of thing here. But because this came up every month and often at short notice, I think, I've got to come up with something for the UIE. Let's just grab some bells or something on. Let's do this. Let's not do things in the normal way. And so that's what I've been pleased with these. These albums kind of come up more arty, the ones I mentioned, and this one, this one is an exception. It's art. I don't know how arty it is, but it's certainly pretty as well. And the darkness one, yes, there is a beauty in darkness. I'm a child of the darkness and being a musician, being up late nights, and I always have listened to music, enjoyed listening to music in the dark and stuff. There's different ways, but the light, I wasn't really thinking of it in a religious way, but you could, but really thinking in different aspects. So there's like first light, that special moment if you've ever woken up to see the sunrise, and moonlight, journey by moonlight, which is what's going on in the background. Inner glow, which is an inner light you feel when you're really satisfied, contented with something. On the wings of light, it's got a kind of flying feel to it with Celtic harps and chimes and bells and piano. And Rainbow Cloud, it's a short little wafty track. Glimpses of the Inner Spark, it's got all kinds of things thrown in together. Acoustic guitar. I did it with one microphone, going through lots of delays and effects, and long delays, 15 up to 15 minutes, or if you had the long tracks, would come round and round. But either way, the bells, chimes, temple bells, acoustic 9-string guitar, voice, tin whistle, and it just made this wonderful jingling, guitar-y, whistly thing, and it just, that feels like real kind of magic in a spark. Aurora on a clear night, it's electric piano, theremin and effects, and electric 9-string guitar. A wafty one, that it's got a real, that kind of otherworldly glow about it. And a windmill in summer sunlight has piano effects and synthesizer and field recordings. I honestly can't remember where I got this field recording from, but it sounds exactly like a windmill, an old windmill creaking. And there are birdsong and other things on it, whether I must have got some of it and sticking the microphones out the window or going out into the garden, I can't remember, but it's called A Windmill in Summer Sunlight. And the final track, Ascending to the Light, is a kind of electronic, minimal kind of Terry Riley kind of feeling, and then slowly it dissolves into a kind of a wash of light, if you like, as the bells and Celtic harps and chimes and things return. So I hope you like the album and you enjoy it. I'm pleased with it, and I'm glad to start the year so quickly with being able to have an album out. And I hope you enjoy it. And if you do, let me know what you think of this one and the darkness one as well. So take care and have a great 2025. And I don't think I'm going to be doing 5 albums this year. It's just the way it happened last year. I'm going to be focusing on my song writing and recording. I'm still getting to know my new studio computer, which, although it's been around a while, I haven't really moved to it yet, as my old one's still staggering on. But so that'll be my focus for the next few months, certainly. So have a great 2025, and hope you enjoy Wondrous Darkness and Wondrous Light. Take care all. Bye.